Honor Magic 7 Pro has just made its global debut alongside its little brother Honor Magic 7 Lite. Both models had already been unveiled in China, though the Lite model with a completely different name. However, they are now making their global debut, and although it is the exact same device at other times, this time the battery has undergone a change, specifically a decrease. Let me quickly remind you of the specifications of the Honor Magic 7 Pro that we had already known in its Chinese version. We find a thickness of 8.8 millimeters and a weight of 223 grams. Its screen is 6.8 inches with OLED technology and Full HD resolution with a peak of 5000 nits when you watch HDR content. Of course, it has 120 Hz in its refresh rate, and in this case, the processor is the Snapdragon 8 Elite, the most powerful of today, so it is expected to be a full-fledged flagship, although, as I say, it saw a few weeks of delay, let's say, with respect to the launch in China. In addition, it comes with Magic OS 9, which brings the new Honor features based on Android 15, with 12 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage. The battery of the Chinese version was 5,850 mAh. That is, it had a remarkably high capacity. However, in this global version, we will find a capacity of 5,270 mAh. However, there is still a possibility that in Latin America or other markets it may arrive with a different battery configuration. Just remember what happened with the Honor Magic 6 Lite, which in Europe had a capacity and in Latin America had another, so we could be facing the same situation. We will now have to wait for the launch in other regions to see if there will be changes or not. I find it very strange the strategy that Honor is taking, but that has been the decision. Regarding the photographic system, we will find 3 cameras on the back. The main one will be 50 megapixels. The ultra-wide camera as well and a telephoto camera will have a 200 megapixel sensor to be able to offer the maximum digital zoom of 100x. The front camera will also have 50 megapixels, and in this case, with depth sensor as well. The price announced for Europe has been 1,299. Although remember that prices here are not the same as over there, but obviously being a flagship, we expect the price to be quite high. Regarding the new Honor Magic 7 Lite, as I had anticipated a few weeks ago, it is the Honor X9C that was presented in Malaysia. So it is not really a new device, but let me remind you its specifications. Because in some regions it will be known as the Honor X9C. As Honor Magic 7 Lite, its main attraction will be the resistance, like its predecessors. It is supposed to have a very resistant screen. A very resistant body, comes in 2 colors, one purple and one black. It has 790, 8 millimeters thick and weighs 189 grams. The screen complies with a diagonal of 678 inches with AMOLED technology, Full HD resolution, refresh rate of 120 Hz, and what we could expect from a good screen. However, the weakest point of this device will be the processor, which is the Snapdragon 6 Gen 1, i.e. the same processor as the last generation. In that sense, we see no evolution, which is quite strange to be a Chinese manufacturer who usually release processors in each launch, but Honor, I insist that it is taking a bit strange strategies. It comes with 8 GB of RAM and versions of 256 or 512 GB of storage. On the back, we will find the 108 megapixel main camera, a 5 megapixel ultra-wide camera with a 16 megapixel front camera. The battery will be another of its main attractions, which in this case reaches a capacity of 6,600 mAh. I definitely think that Honor wants to bet everything on the resistance and the battery in this device, just like the last generation. But at least if we are seeing an increase in the capacity of this battery, that will surely be a good thing. Soon we will have it in testing to see if it really performs what one would imagine from reading. This capability accompanies it to a 66 watts charge and artificial intelligence functions. In this case, it has had a launch price in Europe of 399, although remember that prices here are not the same as over there. And just as an additional fact for fans of Honor, George Zhao, who was CEO of this company, has resigned and left the post surprisingly, although in the official statement, in a letter published by George, it is specified that this is due to health problems. It seems that he needed to take a break, so that's why he has left the position. The interesting thing here is that the person who will now occupy the position of CEO of Honor is a former Huawei executive, specifically Li Jian, who joined Huawei from 2001 and left his position until 2020 or 2021 when he joined Honor. So let's see if now with this change of CEO, some of the changes in the company will also change. Decisions and strategies that this brand was taking.